It's a me, Zen. How you doing? I was removed of the ability to use my channel for a little bit, so that's why I wasn't here. But I heard the when I looked into the sky and I seen the bat, the bat call. My spidey senses were going off. Lois Lane was trying to catch some Superman. Wait. Well, slow down. I thought I would come on here and talk about God and magic and the universal prime creator and the few people that I know that I really like their channels, but they've said some things that are bogus at best, and I find it peculiar, odd, strange, bizarre. Um, and I don't like it, and I'll address it. One is an easy one that it's always going to be there because Christians hate the pagans. What are you going to do about it? They're never going to realize what a cult they are themselves, Christians. They're never going to realize where their religion came from. They don't understand its roots and certain types of pagan rituals and things. And they don't even know what pagan means. They think it means something it doesn't, not like dweller of the forest. That, they don't get all of that. They don't even understand what the magic that's being done to them in church is. And one is that group. You can't really do anything about it. We've gone through the witch trials and all of this. Not that it's not happening again in a different way for all of you scientism freaks out there, because your faulty fake faux god is this thing you like to call science as a noun, not as a process. Science is a process of revealing and understanding and enlightening and finding a more depth to your knowledge, becoming a scholar of sorts, not just having some trivial information on something and then agreeing with the popular version of it, the popular narrative. That's what we're dealing with these days. So, most. What's up, Melissa? So, somebody making a video, and I really like their channel. I'm not going to tell you who it is. It doesn't, because I forgot who it was, because there was a few people, but it doesn't really matter. And he's somebody that knows all of the things about all of the things, but then says, but if you're using tarot, if you're doing any of these working in any kind of magic, you need to stop doing that because it's getting in the way of God, And he's not coming at it from a biblical standpoint. I don't believe him in any way, nor is he coming. He's just saying he's saying it in a can't use these things here. Now let's address this really quickly. First of all, what isn't God? What is not the Tao? What is not the Zen? What is not all everything the great Tao, the immense of this, the expanse of this entire reality and creation? It all is. It would be akin to saying not using tarot. It would be akin to say don't eat fruits and vegetables. It's similar. It would be similar to saying, why don't you just go ahead and walk around blindfolded? It'd be akin to saying, if you don't want to use tarot because you don't know how to, you don't have to. If you don't, which means if you can't fly a plane, don't fly a plane. That's what it means. If you don't know how to draw, don't draw. If you can't paint, don't do it. Go do something else. But it's to think that you don't need to, that you can't, that you shouldn't, that somehow that is bypassing the center of self. You're not. It's a tool. It's an avenue to get there. It unveils things. It'd be like, okay, English, don't use it. That's akin in every way to what this person's saying. That somehow, if you use, let me go a little further into the idea that it also don't use. He was saying don't get involved to contracts with angels and demons as well. Well, I can agree with that to a degree, and I get it. You shouldn't do contract work with these things, these entities. There's plenty of parts of magic that you probably shouldn't play with, because it will bind you to things that you're not fully aware of. But something as simple as tarot, something as simple as it's just a revealing of something, something as simple as working with energies, to talk to people about, like, okay, mudras, and don't do that. Don't get into right postures. Don't allow your body to function. Your nadis rocking open, and all of your um, you can walk right. You can breathe properly. Don't do that, because you might bring in energies that's not God, the prime source. That's idiotic. Because if you are in this body, then you were brought here by what God nature is. So then whatever you're doing is God-like. I mean, with the exception of perhaps kicking a baby puppy down a flight of stairs. You know what I mean? That's always the kind of caveat. I think we can just kind of agree at what is a there, there's no real gray area. It's just like, well, that's fucked up. You don't do that. So I don't think there's a lot of people that are just walking around for more than a day after booting a small puppy down a flight of stairs for no reason. Hey, maybe people like those exist, and then in that case, fine, we'll accept that that person is maybe one of the evil ones. Ooh. But to think that these tools, anything within the magical, because magic is you're creating the magic. So anything that you do is magical if you see it that way. Have you ever gone into a little coffee shop and they make you this perfect little cup of espresso, and funny enough, and they'll put a little, maybe you, I don't know, maybe you get a cappuccino and they do the little thing on the top and it's like so fancy, and you get to the bottom and man, you could see something in there. You can divine something. Have you ever been to a coffee shop when you can find some gypsies that can read the grinds at the bottom of like a Turkish coffee house? I think that would be where you'd standardly do it. Standardly, is that a word? Anyways, so you could divine by what's stuck, where the grinds are at the bottom of the coffee cup. You can do this with anything. You can look at you can palmistry to say that the length of these two fingers do not define whether or not I have male and female characteristics in a certain way would be ignorance at best, because it is a general rule is going to work that way. There's going to be different types of energy. To say that if I don't have a left hand that I can't use my left hand would be a pretty proper thing to say. So there's all sorts of things that we can use magically in this realm. Anything. So let me get back to this coffee thing. So you go in this little cappuccino that you get, and when you see it, you are inspired to do something, it's a spark of creation. So you're part of like that helped you go, oh, look at this, something to create, something to do. So is that not part and parcel of the whole thing? Should I not? Is the person somehow not of God that created the artwork for tarot cards? Let's get right to it. So to say that people shouldn't use tarot cards, is that the person saying? Because it really, as far as I can tell, if you play with tarot cards, or if you've done any kinds of magic, you're not of God's source, and you should not come to the next realm. Blah blah blah. That seems a little bit far removed from the kind of channel that the person has, and like what they've been speaking about, to like dismiss the powers that is like really what the tarot is. And again, the tarot itself is a tool. It's not idol worship. No one's saying the tarot there are some people that do, just like there's some people who say the tarot deck is the idol and it's doing it. Other people know it's you, just like people that take the Bible and they put the cross, or they put their like idol worship up there for whatever religion. You've made the mistake. We already know that everything we're using is a tool, whether it's a cup of coffee, whether it's the English language, whether it's gematria, whether it's artwork that would even be on something as a divining tool such as tarot. To think the person that did the artwork is somehow evil or not connected to God is insane. It's an insane statement from a very highly intelligent person that it must have lost their mind. So what and these people out here saying the metaverse means I don't know, the terms that I've gotten on, people put it up on Instagram or wherever else, They said meta means evil. It means dead. It means they just go through all these different words. I'm like, are you sure? Because I know I've been using that word for quite a long time, and I know it to mean mind. It doesn't have anything to do with matter, because matter is the word mat. Not it's like ma, ma. Ma is the so meta. I could see how it could get maybe a loose translation. Perhaps you could get a matter out of it, but you're not getting evil, because unless you're going to go take 3 steps removed and say mother was the female, which was Eve, that ate of the apple, which is the evil, the darkness, blah blah blah. Still, nonetheless. So this Facebook turning into metaverse, whatever. Point is, the meta means mind. So if I say someone is a Magi meta God, it'd be like you're creating through your mind whatever God is, because that's where everything came from. There's nothing need to solve. You can't answer it. You can't answer what is the mind. You can't answer what consciousness is really. But you certainly can't, and you're not going to be able to with even the deductive reasoning or reductive reasoning of science. You're not going to do it with religion, because whenever you get to God, like who created God, you play that game, or you get to the silliness of evolution or the Big Bang and like what banged and how did we get out of this matter and why is it in so perfect order if it was coming out of this. It's unsolvable, but clearly, like Biggie said, it was all a dream. I mean, what else is it? You go into dreams, you wake up, and you're like, oh, where did it go? Where is it? Where are you that you, look at right now, whatever you consider now. Where are you that you weren't 5 years ago? I can tell you I was not here in this location. Even a year ago, I was probably, you know what I mean? Where were you? 10 minutes ago, I wasn't here. I was over there. Was I in my dream? Where was I? So we're continually morphing our experience and our reality. And it all is part of the great Tao, weaving our own universes. You could call it, you could be a potter, you'd be a weaver, like a Weber weaving. You could be like an illumined one, like a loom. You know what a loom is? It's like a weave pattern on a loom, a luminary. Potter, same sort of idea. So the important thing is to know to understand what is of your mind and what is not. What to throw into the garbage bin, the recycle bin. Let's do it that way. It doesn't matter if it's garbage or recycled. It all gets recycled. Just like the potter is playing with its clay, and it forms not exactly what he or she wants, and reform it. That's what you do. So these things that come into your life, your mind, they're not for you unless you want them to be. And then what you do with them as you process them, you spit out your reality and you walk into it. It's not about what people give you. It's like there's all sorts of people. How many people here are the kind of people, if someone gives you shit, you're gonna do it to spite them? You know what I mean? In spite of them. And how many people like take good things and make better things? I mean, there's all sorts of different ways of doing it. But it's life is being in a white room and being thrown a box of crayons. You know what I mean? It's a spray paint. I don't know. Here, some dirt and some seeds, whatever. I mean, that is essentially when you get into all of this music and these movies and what the white room is, it's saying, okay, create. Here it is. This is, you want to be at the point of the UPC, the Universal Prime Creator. You want to be in the point in the Matrix to, okay, well, what is it that you want to do here? You'd be, it's why people get a writer's block, or painters like look at a canvas and have no idea, because it's infinite. That you have to be selective of what are you going to do here, and most people don't know. As Alan Watts has pointed out so many times, and we try to get into, say, what do you want? Like if I said to you, like, really, like, what do you want? You couldn't tell me. You have no idea. Zero clue what you want. Like, you sure? And then you get confused. You're like, well, I can have anything? Sure. And then you would second guess yourself. I want $1 billion. Wouldn't you rather be healthy? Ooh, no, yeah, kind of actually. But $1 billion might make me healthy. Oh, okay, but man, my house is too small. Well, $1 billion might be. You go through all of that thing forever. You're like, well, get back to me when you know what you want. And that's the same as whenever somebody is presented with a blank canvas, a piece of paper. Just write whatever you want. Write it down. It'd be too much. You'd be writing to the end of time. Unless you figured out what you need to do. When you think of something you want, write it down, and then walk away from it. And just know that you wrote that down and you'll have it. Stick with that part. Now here's the part of the magical arts is if you do write them down, and you go, oh, I don't really want that. You can cancel your order at any time. It's just a little more difficult to do in the magical realm. Just a little more difficult. I've used the example of going to get a car. Here's how the universe works. It doesn't matter what you want. It will present it to you. It's how difficult of a task is it to form it for you. And everything is equally, from the standpoint of the universe, it's equally as easy. But there is a time lag in this dimension, so you don't get the dumbest things immediately. Like if you were just thinking like, oh, I wish I had a giraffe right now, and you're in a business meeting, and a giraffe just shows up in the middle of the room, that'd be kind of crazy, right? So there's a time lag in this dimension, and for how much it would take. So in the form of a car, if you decide I need a car today, how easy it would be you need a car. You could go get a car right now. Like just right now, you could go borrow one. If you want to buy one, you could buy one if you needed to. You could use it, I mean, but let's say, okay, but I want a specific car. What kind of car you want? And you got a new car lot. Okay, now you got to go through dealing with the salesman and okay, you're gonna fill out the paperwork, the insurances, and all this shit. Okay. Well, but what if you want the one that they don't have in the parking lot? Maybe they can get it from other town. But what if you want the one that's special everything on it, and they got to order it from the factory? You want it from the factory? How long is the universe going to take to get that for you? The universe already got it made, and if they don't got it made, the universe will make it for you. I don't care what the fuck it is you want. The universe will create it. You don't even need to put your hands on it. You just go, that's what I want, and it will come to you. But if it's not there, you can't. I can't just make a. What do you think they're gonna drop it off from a fucking jumbo jet that they have sitting ready next to the Aston Martin factory, and they got the perfect bubble gum blue with the crispy green neon interior with the yellow piping. You think that's ready to go right now? No. So it's gonna take a little while. Now anywhere in there. So that's what I want. I got my bubblegum blue Aston Martin, green neon seats, yellow piping on that, blah blah blah. It's gonna take a little bit to get to me. They gotta put that together. I don't care if I'm VIP. I don't care if I have all the money in the world. They can't just hand it to me. I don't care if I'm, Mike Jordan. I don't care if I'm Bill Gates. I don't care if I'm Elon Musk. It ain't getting done. It still has to be put together. But now here's the trick. So it's going to take a little while to get that to you. So the universe is preparing that. Somewhere in there you can go, oops, actually I don't want that. I don't want that. It just takes then you got to pump the brakes. And the universe goes, fine. Well, we can do something else with this because eventually it's going to get used. How much shit in this reality do people not really use to any effectiveness? To any there's no value to what they're doing with the things that they get. And there's things here I feel like an idiot because I don't use it enough. Like I got some singing bowls and I got some other things. I just don't use them enough. And I feel like, I should give them to somebody that would use them more. Like I've had guitars and instruments and shit, and I just noodle around on them. And people will come up like, oh man, I just broke my guitar or whatever. I'm like, well, I can take it. Like, what am I going to do with it? I've always feel that way about items. But again, that's just my little thing. is people should, if you get something, use it or trade it or give it away or something. So it's always in use. It's always cycling forward in reality. But that's a little side note on how to keep reality funky and fresh and not stagnant. But again, the the idea of getting something, whatever it is you want. And a lot of people, when I've done this through the years, go, well, why aren't you living in a mansion? Why don't you have all the money? Why don't you? Look, if I wanted all that, it would be done. But I wouldn't be on here helping you, and I like helping you people more than I like that. And I know my constitution. I know what I would do as a being. If I had a bunch of money, I would not be on here talking to you. I'd be bathing in women. I'd be in a pool full of Jello having an orgy. You think not? Not that I can't anyways. But I mean, and I'd probably live a lot faster. I'd probably live in. I'd be doing more stupid things. I'm just honest with myself, and I also enjoy teaching people. I like talking. I like. I don't need. I'm comfortable. I don't need a lot. But the point of getting what you want in creation. I mean, I've existed this long somehow. That should be enough magic. All you have to do is put out a request into the universe for the things you want, and stick by it. Like you have to. If you don't think you'll get it, you won't. It's pretty simple. What's up, Mayan Jin? Let me see who's up in here. Let me say hello. What's up, Melissa? Yes, word into matter. The word in the beginning. Yeah, like, okay, if in the beginning there was the word, the question must be asked, what or who and how was the word created? You know, that's a bigger question. What's up, C Noble? Mayan Jin. Ah, there we go, Maya. The disconnect is self-inflicted wound that nobody is being forced to do despite the perceived threat of eternal damnation. That's that's about a perfect summary right there, man. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, to people, if you really thought you were immortal, that could probably get scary because then you could be tossed in the flaming pits of hell forever. So people that are Christian, right? They really believe in hell and heaven. Really believe in being immortal. They have to. They don't believe in death. They'll say they do, but they don't, because they either believe you go and burn forever, which is insane. Whoa, that's some cuckoo shit right there. Or they go to the pearly gates and get all the stuff they want, and everything's all shiny and it's all groovy. I mean, sure. I'm sure that can happen to a degree, but I don't. You cannot forever, forever, ever. That's got to be a real. That's a mind fuck for sure. That's some psychological torture. I mean, to really believe that, right? To really, really just think about it. That like you're gonna go through this thing that we think is this life here, and here we are. Here's the couch. Here's me, and let's forget for a second that I know this isn't the totality of it. I know that I can get out of body. I know they're separate, but I know there's other realms. I know how that shit works. Let's forget that for a second because I guess they don't know. But they think they die, and I don't know what part of them goes somewhere, but they're going to be apparently still in the same body. They're not getting. They might clean up a couple of things if they got goofy ears or like wonky little whatever. Like they'll be the perfect version of themselves, and they'll be sitting there with you know, with gold and white on and oh, or whatever they think they're doing. I don't know. Great, 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 great. But that still implies they're alive forever, or they better do the right things, because daddy gonna be mad and he gonna spank your bottom even worse than you thought. And mommy can't help you. I'm going to send you right to the inferno. Your father loves you so much, he's going to burn you in hell forever. He loves you. He fucking loves you. He's going to fucking burn you because you couldn't learn in this little time on this fucking plane of existence. You couldn't learn in just a few years here. You couldn't figure the fuck out. You should be nice to people and not beat up kittens. Sorry, I'm sorry. I forgot about the psychological terrorizing that was going on through the school system, through my parental system, through religion, through the governments, the media. Can we talk? Can we discuss that and like how no one got a fucking good footing or good chance to even make decent decisions in life? No, we can't discuss that. Nah, not just hellfire for everybody. Good God, good job, buddy. I mean, but could you imagine people believe that? I mean, that's torture. That's I mean, when you see these people really rage out and freak out when they're really mad, like rah, 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 rah. Those are the real ones, man. Those are the real demons, if there are. Those are real psychopaths. But again, it's most of it is not of their own doing. That's heavy duty post-traumatic stress disorder, psychological traumas. I don't want to get into all that right now because we've done that plenty of times. Because we are talking about magical manifestation, which a lot of people don't want to believe that. You believe in magic. What do you believe in? Do you believe in fairies too? Well, yeah, I do believe in fairies. Because most of these dudes out here I be talking to acting like them. Yeah, let's not talk about toxic femininity. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the problem there, huh? No, can't address the issue at hand. You gotta flip it around. Is they all love gaslighting humanity, huh? Every way they can. That's the number one rule. If as soon as someone's bullshitting, they'll flip it around right in your fucking face. Look at these corporations. They've done it forever. Look at the whole thing. It's always backwards. Always backwards. What's up, Skull? What you doing? So, welcome to the show. I've been, obviously I haven't been on a little bit. I was on my other channel. If you guys want to, make sure you get on my backup, which is Zen Alchemist, which somehow I can do lives on there now, which is cool. From my phone. But yeah, so I have a bunch of shows kind of lined up, but it's kind of a it got dammed up in my mind, so they're kind of bleeding together a few ideas I had. So the show might be all over the place. We'll see. And also Zen on coffee. You know how that works. It's a whole thing. It's not Zen on booze. Imagine that. I haven't had a drink in over a week. Imagine that. A lot of people don't know. Like I don't know. Like usually I'm on here, I'll have a drink, but they don't see the 3 days prior. Yeah, that's been a week. I think since I did a show. You know what? You guys drive me to drink. That's what I'm telling you. You guys. I kid. What else? Oh yeah, so my backup channel. If you guys want to help me out, because I'm low on funds, as a bunch of stupid shit happened because I couldn't do shows, so I wasn't really making anything, and my phone fucking busted. This thing I'm using is broken, so I had to get a fucking new one. So that's coming, and so that well, I had insurance, but I had to pay the what the fuck do they call it? I had to pay the fucking thing. Anyways, so. This thing it works when it wants to. It's if I don't get a new phone, it's really gonna fucking suck. Then I won't be able to do the shows. So anyways, point is, my funds are low. If you guys want to help out with that, I'd appreciate it. It's CashApp, PayPal, and Venmo, TsarXen. Thanks, I appreciate it. Cause I think I have I'm in double digits in my bank, double digits of money right now. Yeah. What's up, winning scratcher? Oh, my deductible. Yes, yes, yes. You know what's funny about that winning scratcher? Let me show you something. I, I got this the other day. Got one of these joints. And got one of these scratch offs. And I usually scratch, I scratch off it backwards. Like I just want to see if I want to see what, like I'll do one and see what the money is, and then I'll scratch off and see what. And I won 4 in a row. I won 4, and I didn't see what the dollar amounts were. I just got I'd seen the $1 amount, and anyway, so I won 4 times on that. And I don't even buy fucking tickets. It was weird. Let me buy a ticket today. I was like, winning scratcher, bro. Yeah. Maybe I should just gamble. Is that, you think that's a sign? I should just go start gambling. What's up, Ryan? Oh, mine. Nice, dude. A year? Well, you know what? I mean, I will say it's probably more due to I have neighbors. I have friends that they like other substances. So I end up like participating in those things. I like substances. What can I say? Just like I like tools that are part of God's great green earth and land and the experience. Um, yeah, you know, no less than a tarot deck. Yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't always carry a tarot deck, and I don't always use it. But yeah, other. I think I'm gonna get some kratom today. I haven't actually the only substance I've done in the past week, really, substance outside of what am I did kind of a fast, kind of cranberry juice, water, beets, coffee. Coffee is the only substance, really, if you want to break it down that way. Anything that has a little extra something to it, caffeine. Other than that, nah, I didn't really touch anything. A little herb, little herbs. Yeah, you should. Mine, you should celebrate by getting tanked on some. You should go get that. Hey, get that golden monkey. Mine, you remember? Did you have some of that, or was that when we were just talking about it? There's a brand of it's a brand of gin called Golden Monkey, and it's a purple bottle, and it has um, a really purple flavor, lilacs, I guess, and what is the other really lavender and something else. Sour Monkey, is that a beer? Sour Monkey? Because I mean, I like sour beers. I don't remember Sour Monkey. Sour beer, yeah. Sour Monkey's good, man. Or not Sour Monkey, but just sour beer in general. I like Monk's Cafe was really good. And I mean, I guess I haven't drank that much this year in totality. Like I had nothing to fucking do. Only recently have I had anything to do, and so that's been fun. I've been able to go out. Like finally, musicians are back out a little bit. There was Oktoberfest, so there was Crew of Booze, so there was a whole fucking shit show in the streets. Oh shit, you got to that point, Jenny? Those sour beers are usually a little bigger too. Damn. Yeah, I can't anything over like 5%. I could in a day. I know a 12 pack is more than enough. But you know that includes being outside and walking around and bullshitting, and usually giving some away. So I guess I don't even really consider. I don't know. It's like a 12 pack of High Life, and then I go to quarter and somebody's like, "Hey, you got a beer?" I'm like, "Ah, here you go." Yeah. Then you went to liquor and got bored of it. Yeah, yeah. I hear you on that. I mean, the liquor thing is kind of like, I mean, once I buy a bottle of liquor, I know I'm gonna use it medicinally, like way different. Like alcohol is kind of like when I get a beer, when I get a lot. Like if I get a 12 pack, it's kind of like I like a nice buzz through the day. Oh, oh, burp God, yeah. Uh, I cleaned up mine. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. What part of the world are you in now? Are you closer to down here again? I don't know because you guys were all over. Weren't you guys like in Oklahoma or some shit? Weren't you like in the Midwest? Are you in cold weather? Or are you where it's warm? What the hell? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you do. So what else? What other shows should I do today? I had a couple more ideas. I think what I'll probably do is I'll dick around with you guys here for a little bit. But I got a couple things to do. It's like shit to do in life, like laundry and stuff. Um, but then we'll do a couple shows later. I'll go through my list of things that I wanted to talk about because the caffeine is already too much for my brain. I'm somewhere over the rainbow. Very, very elusive answer, Jeannie. Okay. Well, this is mad funny. What up, Christopher Lee? I have no idea why. I will go to my other account again. I have no idea why it did this on this account. Like zero clue. There was a couple people that were. I can't see it. I don't know why you'd be able to see it now. Everybody else sees you. I cannot. Let me see. Literally don't see Christopher on here. I got Skull. I got Melissa, Mayan, Scratcher. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to do about it. Because I looked before when this happened, and I looked on my other thing where I could see like who I blocked and shit, and or if you weren't on there. So even if I blocked you, you would be blocked completely. You wouldn't be just hidden from me not seeing you. Yeah, I mean it has been for fucking 2 years. So what's new? I'm probably going to get a new. I've said this for a while, but now it's almost inevitable that I'm gonna have to find a new outlet for this shit. Uh, I don't know. I just want a way to be able to do this live stuff, so I can interact with you guys. Because just because I can do something live, if I'm doing it for an empty screen, it's not a. It's just not how I want to do it. So if you guys know where I can do a live video with people that are there typing to me, or I have to go back to turning it into doing Zooms, which is fine. But if I do the Zoom thing, like you guys have to donate to me. Like it's just not. There's gonna be like before I kind of was like it would be nice if you did. Now I'd be like, nah, I can't. I'm not. I cannot spend the money to keep that up and all that shit. In that case, then it will have to cost. Or I got to go over to the other fucking whatever that shit is. You guys got to get a membership. I mean, it's kind of steering that way. I don't want it to, but like the algorithm's so fucked up on here. My channel gets shut down so often. It's kind of forcing my hand. I mean, the benefit would be then I don't have to consider what I'm talking about ever. Like that these are like little things that I want to spin off on and I want to talk about. Then we go deeper into a lot of things, but I might say a couple things that are not approved by the Bureau of Censorships. Skull, a piss pool. You want a piss pool? Don't you remember those signs when you were a kid? This is our ool. And this is OOL. Says this is our welcome to our ool. Please keep the P out of it. Oh, happy birthday, Christopher Lee. I don't want to tell you, man. Go to my Zen Alchemist. See if you can do anything on there. I have no idea. It would literally makes no sense. I will check again on my thing. I have to go to my computer. Well, I have to go to a computer because that computer's fucking broke. To go to my It's so weird. I just can't access everything from Android. What else? What else? What was my other? What else did I want to get into? I wanted to get into inclusive and exclusive culture, and how so much that we're given is exclusive culture that is that tries to act like it's inclusive, but once you label things, it tends to go towards exclusive, to exclude other things. Not to, well, we just want to include what we want, but not that, but not that, but not that. And it's so everything has become, culture has become so compartmentalized. In one way, it's great. Good. Then you stay over there. I don't want to hang out with people that are that closed-minded anyways, that kind of thing. I know your types, but at the same time, like, where is the open source, free open sourceware here? Where can't we all just fucking get along? Like, I don't know, like the whole species, like all of us, like we just do the shit. I thought that worked better. Thought there was like a strength in numbers, and we just come together, like that thing. No, you guys are not. I don't like them. They're not the good ones. you guys are not. It's always these groups that they feign towards. That's the word, feign. Feign. They feign towards victimization, like they're the victims, when in fact they're projecting victimhood, but making everybody else the victim of them feeling oppressed. You understand what I'm saying, right? Does it make sense to everybody? This is classic shit. I don't understand how people don't get this. This is, I guess everybody didn't take psychology classes, or you didn't pay attention, or you don't have a computer in front of you and couldn't even start to do a little bit of research, but it's just classic manipulation tools that, when people are doing it, they don't know they're doing it. They can't even process it. They can't even see the logical fallacies and the leaps of logic and the cognitive dissonances. They can't. They have a blind spot in the way that they view the world. And it's every time they're like, oh, we have been so oppressed. And because we feel oppressed by what you've said. So now we must oppress you and everyone like you, and down with the the demons and the what are you? This the witch. Burn it. I don't agree with it. Oh, it's like the victimhood culture. It's a huge part of society. Our culture is built upon fear and consumption, which uses victimization as a tool. Yeah, what you gonna do about that? To be able to see how it functions and works, for me to explain it, it's so simple. But like when you point it out to somebody, like, how don't you see that overlaid on everything else that's going on? How don't you see that in the news? How don't you see that in the way that they're selling you products? How don't you see the exploitative bullshit that they're doing? I'm okay with it, as long as everybody else understands. Like, then that goes away. If everybody understands that these commercials they're making to sell stupid products to people that are brain dead and they're trying to poison your children, like, yeah, I hate everything about that. But here's the trick. Here's the trick. I hate everything about that. But I hope I care that they do it. Go for it. You take care of your kids. How about that? But these people are so far under a spell that they and their children are not going to listen. They're going to listen to they're going to believe the little guy in the box not the people that are telling you what's going on and how it works. So what am I supposed to do? We got to ban that from happening. We can't have that. We can't. So now all of a sudden, now we got to play that big gray swatch area of, okay, well, here's start, just take an inch, take an inch, take an inch, and all of a sudden, can't nobody do shit. So I'm way more. I'm the most conservative liberal conservative you've ever heard of. It's I just if people the point is, if people are educated on these matters, then those people that are making those exploitative bullshit ass commercials to sell some shitty products, those shitty products go away because no one will buy them, and no one will care to watch that shit, and they'll be like, that's garbage, and the people won't want to make it. So if you're making trash and garbage, people won't watch your trash and won't buy it from you, and your product goes away. The whole shit goes away. Simply by making people aware and educating them on what quality and value is. So you don't just take it. You can't just go, no, that doesn't exist. You can't just take it away. What's up, traveler? Yeah, traveler. Well, victimization is laziness. Well, yes, it has become that. But you see, getting into the deeper thing of it, people were born into servitude and laziness. People were born as victims. How not? The Bible says right there, you're a sinner. So you are no good. You must be. You're a sin. You're a plague on this earth. Read into, science says you're a plague. Science says you're no good. Why? Because they start cutting you up as soon as you come out the womb. They start stabbing you. They start doing all sorts of things to you, experimenting on you. Like, oh, you're not good enough. Let's cut these things out. Let's add this. Oh, you ain't good enough. You're already a victim to the whole system. The laziness is understanding that and then just going, nah, that's not it. That's not right. That's the lazy part. But people don't know how to get to that point. Because in what channel of information are people finding that kind of powerful statement? Those powerful women, powerful men, kings and queens and gods and goddesses. Where are they finding that? Now, what they're finding is a repetitive, lazy, redundant species of McDonald's drive-through, fast food, turn the TV on, watch commercials. Here's this little thing, and maybe we'll upgrade to the different media platforms. Whatever. They're gonna go to school. They're gonna be taught how to learn. No, they're gonna be taught how to be slaves. They're gonna be taught how to be. They're gonna be taught how to be victims. It's already implied. So to say it is just someone going, apathetic, lazy, isn't completely correct. You know what I mean? It is. But like, how does somebody learn to take action in spite of what appears on all fronts as this is all a game? It's all rigged against you. It's all, you suck. You suck. The game's rigged against you. What do you think about that? That's what everyone's presented with every day of their life. Who isn't? The people that get ahead are the ones that are too stupid to notice it, honestly. Or the really highly intelligent ones that go, no, I can figure this out. Melissa, I'm not 100% sure on that one. I mean, I've heard so many people talk about that, and I do see it happening in some places to a degree. And I also heard the thing about the gas prices and all that, but the more I'm seeing, like, I haven't, and I'm literally living in a place that we aren't even fixed completely from a hurricane, and I just got a turkey for 39 cents a pound. Everybody else is saying, I'm paying like $40 for a turkey. I was like, dude, I paid $6 and I'm going to be able to feed the neighborhood. I mean, yes, I've noticed some things go up in price, obviously. And I get how the whole, but again, a lot of it is still, I don't know that. I think it will happen. I think it will happen. Definitely. I'm not dismissing that by any means. I just don't think it will happen to the degree because they don't want all out chaos. That can't happen. They would have already, as I've said before, they would have already implemented that a long time ago. It would have been easier for them, if there is a them, to do prior to having the internets. It'd been way easier. There was no, unless you understand like if you can get outside of this realm and look down. If you're on the playing board, you can't see the game. If you're above the playing board, and what if you're the person making all of the games? What if you're the person that owns all of the shops that make the games and the ones that make when you're standing a couple steps removed from the system, it kind of looks different. So the point is, unless you see the system as equal balancing at all times, there would be no reason to ever give people the use of the internet. It didn't help their odds. It did quite the opposite. But then they go, oh, but it did, because now people are untrained, they're stuck on their phones, and if we take them away, then what? Now we have, they keep putting the fish in front of you, and ooh. Yeah, stick. Well, there you go. That's the stick. The stick market. Everybody's got. Well, that's how they used to keep money, right? They would take a stick and they would carve the stick. So if you had the stick that fit the other one, it was worth the. That was like the origination of money in some cultures, huh? Well, I wonder I wonder how the stock market will change as with crypto coming in and all of this. I mean, the crypto is already a stock market amongst its, unto itself, in a really strange way. We've just been watching a lot of the movies like Ready Player One and all of that, and I wonder how far we're going that direction. Which, as long as I'm kind of okay with to a degree. There's a lot of things that you would think I'm not okay with, but I am. Like I'm all for high technology. I am not against it. I'm against with how it's being used, and to some degrees, but I'm not against a fork. I'm not against consumerism. Imagine that. I think we consume too much, but I'm not against consumerism. I don't really, I'm not really for all aspects of capitalism. I'm not completely against it. I think there needs to be some limits on it. I'm not for communism or socialism, but aspects of it, there's pretty good aspects of it, and there's some fine lines that we could. There's a way of looking at a few systems that have already been put out, but governments don't want it because they would lose all power. Yeah, but like technology and tools, like who wants to really? You go, oh, I'd love to live in the rainforest and baby. No, you don't. Stop it. I want to live on a farm with the cow. Yeah, maybe a little bit, sort of, but no, not really. Don't tell me you just like want to make that. You would have already, but you won't, because you really don't want to. All these people out here that bitch and moan about technology's in the way and as they're sitting there pounding away on their Apple keyboards, and just accept tools for what they are. Tools and technology are going to be there. That's the way it works. That's evolution. Evolution is not an organic evolution of your body, although there are certain things that you morph into. Not evolve, but morph into. But technology is what evolves. Physical tools. That's what evolves. So why wouldn't you want a tool that is better suited to do a job? You want to live in a house, right? You really want to just get some mud and form a clay hut? Don't be silly. You want the tools to get some concrete and maybe get some crystals and make a organite and get some copper and do all of this and make a nice, strong, healthy structure. And you want the tools to do that. You can't say you wouldn't. And you want power, right? So you want you're gonna use solar power or wind power, or whatever. Sorry to break it to you, but that's technology, and that's going to do things that might not be so healthy for the earth. although you're looking very short-sighted at it. So all these people that I know, people say off-grid, you're not off-grid. No. You if they're off-grid, you wouldn't know them. They don't have a phone. They're not on the grid. They don't have power supplies. They're part of the grid. You know, people don't get this. If you live on this earth, you're part of some grid. The organic ancient matrix grid. Yeah, sure, take your shoes off then. People ain't walking around barefooted. No phone. You know. Okay. Have fun. Toodles. I thought we were social creatures. Anyways. What up, Winning Scratcher? So who is doing all of this? Is it a spiritual thing? I'm not understanding the question, Winning Scratcher. Like doing all of what? I mean, you are. We are. God is, man. The devil is, dude. You mean like the larger, who's putting chemtrails in the sky? Who's making it murky out today? As above, so below. You're doing it. They're doing it. It's a constant flux back and forth. I don't know. I'm not understanding exactly what you're asking. Is it a spiritual thing? Perp God, yep. Sure. What isn't spiritual? People that don't have spirit. Spirit is breath, life force, spirituality, spiritism, the study and understanding of spirit. Spirit meaning breath, but breath meaning perhaps aether or energy. Energetic, or like, who's got the spirit? Rah, rah, rah. Doesn't mean someone has a soul. You could be spirited all day. You know, people just run around like, go team. That's spirit. You got energy. Spirit is energy. Sure. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's guided by anything of any intelligence. Yeah, and here's the thing. Yeah, you know, to as Melissa put, the comforts, creature comforts. Who, if you say you want to live this aesthetic and abrasive, like what's around you, life of hard, because it will teach you something. Maybe that's what you need. But as a totality, no. Life is an abundant splendor of things. I could eat the most glorious shit every day. I don't know why it'd have to be shit, but I choose not to because I know that if I were to eat that all the time, I would not like it as much. So unto myself, I choose to eat the way I do, which is I don't eat very often, and then when I do, I really thoroughly enjoy it. But I don't keep myself from having things. Sometimes I do, but to always do that, for what purpose? You're gonna get some prize. See, that's again repressing your own present, repressing the present moment, repressing being alive. No, I have to go sit in a posture that's not very comfortable and meditate, and maybe next week. Maybe next week I'll get it. You've lost the game. I've got to sit on I sit on a 2 billion degrees minus Celsius, and it's got to be uncomfortable, and I got to do wall, 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 and I got to smash my back and all this bullshit. I don't know. I think it's silly. Is it effective, and can it be used? Yes. There's plenty of reasons to put yourself in isolation, meditate. There's plenty of reasons to put yourself in uncomfortable postures and doing things. Sure. But when you think that's the only thing and all it is, and that's what's going to get you there, that's foolish. So yeah, so the creature comforts. I mean, well, what's the thing? Comforts make men lazy. Lazy men are weak. Weak men lose wars. Or how does that work? There's a cycle there. I forget how the story goes. Something like war. Then you have to. Then you don't have anything. You got to fight until you be powerful, and then you be comfortable. You become so comfortable that you lose and you become lazy, and it's this cyclical thing for people. Now, if you just go ahead and understand that and take it upon yourself to feast and fast and, you know, use that in your own life, educated, like, you know, as an educated method of traversing this realm. Consume now, maybe not later. Maybe I don't need to eat for a couple days. Oh, you can have this really delicious thing. But I'm gonna be good because I got something coming in 2 days. Don't worry about that. I can. But to go like, well, I can't for the next 10 years. I'm holding off. I'm holding strong to my values because some magical fairy dust is gonna give me something crazy cool in the future. You can't. You can't live that way because then you're denying your gifts of the present. Yeah, Melissa. I think this is gonna be the last sip of coffee because my brain is in overdrive right now. And also, I gotta go do a couple of things. It's like 9 o'clock. So let me say this. Let me get the fuck out of here. It's been good to see everybody, and as per usual, I do accept your gracious donations because I am financially in the pooper right now because I had to buy a new phone. CashApp, PayPal, TsarXen. Appreciate it. And as per usual, I hope you all take care of yourselves because, you know, you're you. Nobody else is you. Everybody else is taken. And you got to take care of yourself if you ever want to be able to take care of anyone else. And also, once you're taken care of, you should consider taking care of other people because you might be them. And Lakesh. Poof. See you soon. Bye, everybody.